Welcome back, my duelist friends. Casual Duelist here. Happy Tuesday. So we're finally into the swing of things for the week. We're going to finally get these Earthbound Immortals going. And like I promised yesterday, I wanted to start with Ccapac. And again, each one of the 7 Earthbound Immortals is going to be played at 3 copies. Pretty much sans their support, just without all that extra, very niche stuff that we might have thrown in had we played just, one deck full of Earthbound Immortals. Instead, we want to see whether or not they can come out within different decks. And I wanted to start with Ccapac first and foremost. So first, there can only be 1 Earthbound Immortal on the field at a time, and that is both players' sides. If there is no face-up field spell on the field, destroy this card. This will count me or my opponent. Your opponent's monsters cannot target this card for attacks. So far, everything right here, including the next line, this card can attack directly, is in effect of all Earthbound Immortals. All 7 of them share this. Now, Ccapac, if this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, inflict damage to the opponent equal to the destroyed monster's original attack. This one is essentially the Flame Wingman. So, real quick, you do want to play 3 copies of the Earthbound Immortal Ccapac. Now, you guys already read the title, so you know this is going to be Darkworld. And you know that, next month we're supposed to be getting a structure deck that would expand this out. So again, this is just me sort of dusting the cards off and seeing about making something that would be fun. So this is not going to be competitive grade yet, but we will be giving you guys Darkworld here very shortly. And with Darkworld, because before I show you those, that was obviously Brow. But before we get into Darkworld, they do have to be discarded by a card effect, so costs are out. Additionally, they get an extra effect when it's the opponent's card effect as opposed to the player's card effect. So do keep that in mind. So with Brow, if discarded by card effect, draw 1. If it was opponent's card effect, draw 2 instead of 1. So again, we're just going to run them at 1. Other builds, you might choose to run Brow at more. It does make sense. Next up would be Gold. We will be playing Gold at 3. Gold is one of my favorites. No matter what he summons, if it's the opponent's card effect, we can destroy up to 2 cards the opponent controls. Grapha. I'm going to play Grapha at 3. Grapha is our perfect boss. You can special summon this from the graveyard by bouncing 1 Darkworld monster you control from field to hand with a different name, so it can't be Grapha's. If it is discarded to the graveyard by card effect, target card the opponent controls, destroy. Then if it was discarded from my hand to the graveyard, if it was discarded by an opponent's card effect, the additional effect would be to look at 1 random card in the opponent's hand, and then if it's a monster, we could special summon it to our side. So again, he's very good. And then the last one we're going to use as far as Darkworld monsters are concerned for this build is we're going to use 3 copies of Silva. And much like Gold, Silva is going to special summon regardless. And if it's the opponent's card effect, then let's see. When your opponent has to return exactly 2 cards from hand to the bottom of their deck. So if they don't have at least 2 cards, this effect fails. So whereas Gold can destroy up to 2, Silva has to send back exactly 2. And then I wanted to give you guys a little danger engine in here. So again, I only own 1 Bigfoot, so we're going to be playing 1 Bigfoot. And again, I'm not going to go over these guys as well as normal. Just know that they can reveal themselves. You can reveal your opponent then has to pick a card from your hand to discard. If they discard the correct character, then you just draw a card and it gets discarded. And then... If any other card is discarded, they special summon, then you draw 1. And then if it is the card discarded, then in this case, target a face-up monster the opponent controls, destroy it. Ccapac lets you bring back 1 of your dangers in a discard. Jackalope says you can special summon 1 danger from your deck in defense with a different name. We're going to be running 3 copies of Nessie. Nessie says if discarded, add 1 danger from deck to hand with a different name. And then Tsuchinoko is always going to special summon itself. So again, this is the monster lineup. And again, Really, what we're trying to do is we want to add some draw / discarding effects to get our bigger boss monster cards to the field. And of course, we want to be able to develop the Earthbound Immortal as fast as possible. Go ahead, take the notes, whichever. I'll be right back in a second with these spells and traps. All right, one of my favorite spells to use in this deck is actually going to be Old School Card Destruction. And again, this one's very, very old. But because this is actually effect, we do get to discard the entire hand. Both players have to discard their hands. And then after their hands are discarded, then they draw. The way this is worded, this is effect, not cost. So again, enjoy that. 3 Darkworld dealings. Both players draw 1 card, then discard 1 card. Again, this is an effect, obviously, because again, this is archetyped. This will also help us draw through. Foolish Burial at 1. The reason for this, you just kind of want to stack Grapha as quick as possible. Between that and the dangers, kicking everything out of your hand, you're pretty well set. 1 Feather Duster, because again, Feather Duster is great. Same thing with Monster Reborn. 3 copies of Raigeki. We will be playing a copy of Terraforming, because guys, remember, this is going to be like the most important spell all week and some of next, because we need field spells. So Terraforming, big must. Field spell here will be the Gates of the Dark World. All Fiend monsters gain 300 attack and defense. And I don't know if you guys are paying that much attention. Ccapac, absolutely a Fiend that can attack directly. We're going to give it a power bonus. That's awesome. Additionally, once per turn, you may banish 1 Fiend monster in the graveyard and then discard 1 Fiend monster in your hand to draw a card. So again, just by playing the field spell, we could actually end up discarding a card to draw a card. This could set us up for our tribute summon to play the Ccapac. Again, maybe you guys already got the Monster Reborn in your hand. They're not like regular God cards. They don't need 3 tributes, and they can be special summoned from the discard. So again, the Monster Reborn can be very helpful for you guys. Last spell up, we are going to be using 3 copies of Trade-In. One more time, guys. 3 Nessies plus 1 Bigfoot plus 3 Graphas equals 7 8-star monster cards. And rather than doing the Allure of Darkness route, because again, this was, to be punny about it, it was very alluring. I do not want to banish too many of my cards because I've already got my field spell doing this type of effect. And I do want to maintain the ability to draw. And additionally, I want to try to get to the Ccapac as fast as possible without wasting all my resources. Again, if I could start recycling and resummoning some of my cards, I'd like to have that option. It also lets us get Grapha where we want him. So keep that in mind. Again, dangers are like once per turn effects. So if you open with all 3 Nessies, throw 1 away, get 2 fresh cards. It's kind of a no-brainer, but sometimes it's just not an obvious play if you're not told. So now you've been told, so make the obvious play. And then I'm just running 3 copies of Solemn Strike because it's my, my generic good card, trap card, guys. You want to tell me that you want to play impermanence there, then absolutely put the impermanence in there for your build. As always, my decks are just guidelines and outlines. Use them as bases to build up your own. Real quick, take the notes, and I'll be back with the extra deck. All right, leading today's extra deck off with the Xyz monsters, because again, I do tend to do this. We're going to lead off with Divine Arsenal AA Zeus Sky Thunder. And you guys know what this guy does. You know he's an ultimate equalizer when it comes to destroying the field. Sometimes you're just not going to get your Earthbound Immortal, so we're going to have to play in some more conventional means. That said, I am all about playing rank 8 instead of anything else. You might have some rank 6s that are your favorites, but I promise you when you see this Strike Force, you're going to agree this is pretty cool. So one of the first ones we're going to go with is the Divine Dragon Knight Felgrand. For those of you who do not know this card, do not remember this card, maybe never played against this card. 2 level 8s. Once per turn, either player's turn, you can detach material from this. So this is a quick effect. Target a face-up monster card on the field. This turn, its effects are negated, and it is unaffected by other card effects. So again, if we get this summoned out, whatever, there's a possibility that the opponent's going to go ahead and like MST Twin Twist or something, get rid of our field spell, watch Ccapac go. You could then tag in as a quick effect, and then negate Ccapac effects, and for the turn, or at least he will not be destroyed. He will still exist. So that's fun. It's also very self-sustaining. It's very cool looking, and I just like it. Then I'm going to run a little numbers package for you guys. And again, everything that made us play Trade-In is making us play these. First up, number 97, Draglubian. So yes, finally got it. And what we're going to do here is it's 2 level 8s. The opponent cannot target this card with card effects. You can detach 1 material from this. Take 2 dragon number monsters with different names from the extra deck and or grave, except Draglubian. Special summon 1 with the other 1 attached as material. For the rest of the turn, you cannot special summon any other monsters or declare an attack. Declare an attack except with the special summon monster card. Use this effect only once per turn. The 2 monsters we pair off with the Draglubian. One of them that you guys could have been using anyway is number 38, Hope Harbinger, Dragon, Titanic Galaxy. Don't say that 2 times fast. I can barely get it out once slow. 2 level 8s once per turn. When a spell or effect is activated on the field, quick effect. Negate that effect if you do. Attach that card to this card as material. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, detach material from this card. Change the attack target to this card. Then perform damage calculation. If a face-up Xyz monsters you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, target 1 face-up Xyz monster you control. It gains attack equal to one of the destroyed monster's original attack. So again, just chock full of goodness. Great effect. And obviously, we can just tech it out with the Draglubian. And then number 100, the Numeron Dragon. This guy is just goofy. 2 number Xyz monsters, same name and rank. Doesn't matter, we're playing it off the Draglubian effect. Once per turn, detach material from this. This card gains attack equal to the combined rank of all Xyz currently on the field times 1,000. So that's 1 plus the 8. That's 9. That's 9,000, not including any other opponent interaction. And maybe you didn't play anybody else. And it's until the end of the opponent's next turn. When this card is destroyed by card effect, you can destroy as many monsters on the field as possible. Has to be at least 1. Then each player sets a spell trap from their graveyard to the field. When an opponent's monster declares an attack while this is in the graveyard and you have no cards in the hand and field, you can then special summon this card. So again, it can kind of come back. It's also a really cool type of 1-punch. And it's just fantastic, guys. Just try out that 3-card engine. Even if you don't want to play the Divine Dragon Felgrind, maybe tech in that rank 6 that you were talking about. But definitely keep in the Divine Arsenal Zeus, as he's a great after the battle phase. Maybe the Numeron Dragon didn't get the OTK, so we want to go into that and secure board position. The other 10 cards, 1 copy Apollosa, 1 copy Beat Cop, and again, we're able to make this because everything in the deck is dark. And again, it is going to allow us to give some protections to our Earthbound Immortal or insert other card here. Blackluster Soldier, Soldier of Chaos. Again, going to start seeing this in almost every deck I play. 1 Boral Sword, 1 IP Masquerena, 1 Cerberus, 1 Phoenix, 1 Unicorn, 1 copy of the Underworld Goddess of the Closed World, and surprisingly enough, a Wee Witch's Apprentice. And again, what makes this so much fun is it's any 2 dark. All dark monsters on the field get a little 500 bonus. Light does drop by 400s. And then if it's destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target a dark monster in the graveyard to add that back to your hand. And what this will allow us to do is this will let you resurrect any one of your Darkworld cards back to your hand. Your danger cards, Ccapac. It's actually very useful, very helpful. And one feels like it's perfect. I'm not too sure. Maybe I'll drop the beat to put a second one in here. You guys let me know down in the comments below. I do hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you have and you haven't already and you'd like to support the channel, list of things that you guys could do. Like and a comment are the quickest, easiest, and least time consuming. And they mean everything. You could alternatively subscribe to the channel, but you may have already done that. So maybe spread the word, tell some friends, some people at your local comics and card shops. Ultimately, the only thing I really need you guys to do I want you guys to go out there and try to have a great day. I want you to actively pursue the happy, do the thing that makes you that, and just enjoy yourself. All right. Um, Again, hopefully, get to see you guys again tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to be doing. We're gonna call that Karayua. I'm probably going to mispronounce this all day. So that'll be our next Earthbound Immortal. So hopefully I get to see you guys then. You guys have a lovely day and later.